Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm super excited to take you guys through a really fun and easy recipe. So we're actually going to be making two recipes today. We're going to be making a bean-based chocolate chip cookie with a fun gooey lava center, and we're going to be making a double chocolate chip cookie, which is kind of similar to what the original non-vegan version would be like. I wanted to bring something really fun and different to you guys with this video today, and I didn't want to go that classic route and just stick to a regular chocolate chip cookie, because even like if it's a vegan chocolate chip cookie, there are so many options out there. I really wanted to try and give you all something new and something fun, and I hope you guys actually make these. Alright, so let's get started with the prep for our bean cookie. So we're actually just going to start with that gooey lava center in the middle. We're going to prepare that and we're going to put it in the freezer so it sets up nice. And then in the meantime, we'll start on the prep for our second cookie, our double chocolate chip cookie. Alright, so to make this lava center, you basically just need two ingredients. These are both really healthy recipes, but the bean cookie I think is a little extra healthy, but definitely doesn't compromise on taste. Alright, so the two ingredients you need are chocolate and any kind of nut or seed butter of your choice. So I'm using peanut butter today, but you can use almond butter or cashew butter, whatever you like. We'll be using half a cup of the peanut butter or the nut butter and 1/4 cup of the chocolate. Grab a microwave safe bowl and put everything in there, and we're gonna heat this up at 20-second intervals, and we're gonna give it a stir in between. If you want to do this on a double boiler and if you're familiar with that process, you can go ahead and do that as well. I just wanted to really keep it simple in this recipe, and I just use like a simple microwave based process, but you can definitely use a double boiler to do the same thing. And I'm going to be using this ice cube tray to put my little fudgy gooey centers in to set up. Do the same when you're making your own. You can, if you have any other mold that you prefer, round mold shape, you can use that, but like I'm using today, just a simple ice cube tray works. We're gonna just spray this with oil, or if you want to use vegan butter you can, but I have a oil spray and olive oil spray, and I'm going to be using that. Any oil spray works. Alright, let's get started. Fudgy lava centers of our bean cookies in the freezer to set up. So now what we're going to do is start the prep and the baking almost to the baking stage of our triple chocolate chip cookies. So the first thing you will need today is a big bowl. We're going to be able to make everything in one single bowl. Now I'm using a stand mixer today because I have that handy and it's super convenient. But if you don't have one, don't worry at all. This is a super easy recipe, and you can easily just use a hand mixer or just do it by hand also. It'll take a little, like a few minutes extra, but it's totally worth it. Not a big deal at all. So we're going to start with creaming our wet ingredients together. So we're going to start with our shortening first. So let me just show you what my shortening looks like. So I have put this in like a repurposed jar, but it's just basically vegan shortening. You can find this anywhere. It's vegetable based and it's kind of buttery and fatty, which is going to give our cookies that richness. Now, like I said earlier, the triple chocolate chip cookies are a little bit more indulgent and not as healthy as the other ones that we'll be making today. So let's get started with measuring out our shortening. We need 1/4 cup of shortening. And put it into my measuring cup. So if you have a scale, you can use that, but I'm using measuring cups today. Our other fat that we're going to be putting into the recipe is going to be coconut oil. Coconut oil in India is anyway melted at room temperature. But if you're in a colder country, then you'll probably have to microwave your coconut oil for a little bit and have that ready to go. So I'm going to be putting 1/4 cup of coconut oil into the same bowl. There we go. Next, we're going to be putting a cup of brown sugar in here. A little short, so I'm just going to put a little bit of my regular white sugar in there. And then we're going to be using some vanilla extract. Now I have this giant bottle, but whatever size bottle you have, it's all the same. If you have fancier vanilla, go ahead and use that. It's completely up to you. We'll be using 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Next, we'll be using 1/4 cup of coconut yogurt. Now this is a plant-based yogurt, and it's really easily available for me here in Mumbai, in Bombay. But if it's difficult for you guys to get your hands on plant-based yogurt, you can simply just swap it for regular coconut cream or coconut milk, and make sure that you get like the thick creamy layer on top. We're adding 1/4 cup of this in there as well. Then we'll be adding 1/4 cup of apple sauce. So we're again using 1/4 cup of that, adding that in here as well. Now we have all our wet-ish ingredients in there, and we're going to give it a good beating using my stand mixer. At this point, you can just do this by hand and make sure everything gets combined really well. You want to go for say 4 to 5 minutes if you're doing this by hand, and if you're using a mixer, you want to go for anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, so now we're going to continue with all our dry ingredients. We're going to add them into this. So we're going to start with 1.5 cups of flour. See with that? Adding about a cup in there. Next, we're going to add 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Next, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Spoon in there. 1/2 teaspoon salt. This is optional, but it really helps bring out the flavor. And that's it. We're going to give it another mix in the stand mixer. Just to combine everything together, and in the meantime, I'm going to bring out my chocolate chips. Some big chunks and some small chunks, and we'll be using both today. Alright, so the dough is looking good and it started to come together. This is the consistency of the dough. It's kind of sticky and wet, but at the same time it will hold its shape to a certain extent. And we're going to add the chocolate chips in. We're going to be adding around 1/2 cup of the bigger chocolate chunks. So what you want to do is buy a chocolate bar or a bar of chocolate, chop just half of it down into bigger pieces, and then the rest you can sub with chocolate chips. So 1 cup of chocolate chips and about 1/2 a bar of chocolate roughly chopped. And I'm adding that into this now. Alright, now we're just going to scrape down this handle. Our dough is ready. And we're just going to pop this in the freezer for like 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, till we finish the prep for our second cookie. So now we're going to start the prep for our bean-based cookies. Our triple chocolate chip, double chocolate chip cookie dough is setting up in the freezer now. We're also going to preheat the oven at this point. So our bean-based cookies are to be baked at a slightly lower temperature. So we're going to go for 360 for the bean based and 375 Fahrenheit for our triple chocolate chip cookies. Alright, so let's start with prepping. Start with preheating our oven to 360, that is around 180 degrees Celsius. Alright, so our oven is preheating now to 180, which is the right temperature for our bean based cookies, which we will be baking off first. Let's start with making the dough now. So I'm using a food processor. You can also use a blender or a grinder. Both those tools will work, both those grinding instruments will work. The first thing we're going to do now is get our beans out. You can use freshly cooked beans, or you can use a canned version of the beans. I'm using the canned one today just because I want to show you guys that it's super easy to do these even if you are kind of getting everything together last minute. So we're just going to drain off the excess liquid of these beans. I'm using white beans today, butter beans today. You can use cannelli beans, you can use chickpeas, anything. Just remember that it's going to affect the flavor of your cookies depending on whatever bean base you've used. Alright, so we're just going to give this a stir. You can also save this liquid, which can be used as an aquafaba juice as well, which is basically just a great binder. It can be used in place of egg whites in vegan baking. Alright, slight rinse over there. And now I'm going to add everything to my food processor. So 1 can of these beans. I'm putting them in there. Our next ingredient, we're going to be using 1/3 cup maple syrup, agave, or any kind of liquid sweetener you want to use today. I'm using my locally sourced liquid jaggery, and this is a light version of liquid jaggery, and I'm just grabbing 1/3 cup of that. Alright, and I'm going to pour that in there. It's nice and sticky, but it's a slightly lighter color than what this sweetener comes in. You can use agave or any kind of liquid sweetener you have on hand. Just make sure that it's a liquid sweetener, not a dry sweetener. You can't use sugar in place of a liquid sweetener because it will compromise the consistency of your dough. Alright, cool. I'm happy with that. Next up is going to be a nut butter. Now we're going to stick to the same flavor profile, so we'll grab the peanut butter again. We're going to be using 1/4 cup of that. I'm going to grab the same spoon, 1/4 of this peanut butter. Happy with that. And finally we'll be adding 1 teaspoon of this really fancy vanilla extract. If you have the regular one that I used earlier for the other recipe, you can add 2 teaspoons of that, since mine's really nice and concentrated. Alright, now this is all the ingredients that I'm going to put in here for my liquidy base for my dough, and I'm going to blitz everything up and I'll be back. So now that this is ready, we're going to add our dry ingredients in here, starting with 1/2 cup of almond flour. You can use any flour that you have access to, so you can grind up any nuts that you have at home. The only problem is that when you make your own flour, nut flour at home, it doesn't end up being as fine as the store-bought varieties. So I'm just going to use up, I have a little extra left, I'm going to use up the whole thing in here because I know that this dough is a little runny, especially because I live in a hot country, so I know that my dough is runny. But you can eyeball this, so start with 1/2 cup, and then if you feel like your dough is still dry, you can add a little bit more at the end. We're going to finish up with the rest of the dry ingredients now. I'm going to grab some chia seed powder or flaxseed powder, whatever you have. I have ground up flax seeds here, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of that. So I'm just pushing this into my measuring spoon. Next thing we need is potato starch. Now I found this at my local grocery shop. If you can't find this, you can use tapioca or you can even use cornstarch. I think cornstarch should work. I'm not 100% sure, because this is what actually gives our dough structure. We're going to be adding 3 tablespoons of that. Next thing we're going to add is baking soda, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Alright, there we go. Make sure it's a scant teaspoon. You don't want it to be overfilled, because this is going to be your rising agent. I'm going to set that spoon aside. Next thing, we're also going to be adding baking powder. We're adding 1 teaspoon of baking powder as well, even. Alright, and we're done. That's all the dry ingredients in there, and we're going to give it another blitz. I just grabbed the peanut butter chocolate thing we made at the start, and this is kind of set up. It's still a little soft, that's fine. We're going to scoop it out with little spoons, and we're going to put it inside our dough. I'm also going to grab some of the extra chocolate chips that I saved earlier that we're going to top these cookies with as well. Alright, so now you need just a couple of spoons. If you have a cookie scooper, you can use that. I don't have one, so I'll be using my hands. We're just going to make a quick dough ball. Press it in the center. Alright, and let's set it down over here. And we're going to grab the spoon. Scoop this. There we go, they're ready. And I'm going to put them in the oven now. Alright, so we're just going to take the cookies out of the oven now. So here is my setup dough, and I'm going to start rolling these out into balls. and I'll put the rest. Our bean cookies are ready and I've just taken them off the tray, and I'm going to put this in the freezer, and I'm going to grab our dough balls now. So here are our triple chocolate dough balls. I'm just going to press them down. So now that the cookies are in the oven, we're going to bake these for anywhere between 8 to 12 minutes. So we'll start the timer at 8 and we'll take a look. If the cookies are seeming firm and all baked, then we're ready to take them out. If they need a minute or two longer, we can put them right back in, or just slide them back in and wait for them to get done. Alright, so it's time to take our double chocolate chip cookies out of the oven now. Flattened out quite a bit, and we're gonna let them sit aside for a little while. So let them cool down for a few seconds, and then just to speed up the process for today, we're gonna put them in the freezer. But when you guys are making these at home, let them sit out for a good 20 to 25 minutes. If you're living in a hotter city like I am, then leave it out for an hour or so, and then pop them in the fridge so they cool down, because room temperature is still hot in India. So put them in the fridge or the freezer for a little bit. Freezer for a less amount of time, fridge for longer, and they're pretty much ready to eat after that.